Yes, hello everyone, hope you're doing alright. Welcome everybody to the last word here in Paris. Yes, hello everyone, it's currently 1:30 in the morning French time. I've just got in from the game after the carry-on. Before we talk about the game, I'm going to just get this off my chest. Paris security around PSG in particular, the security and the stewarding are an utter fucking joke. Utter joke the way they treat us tonight. Keeping us locked in, which I do get, but having an actual fence, a metal fence up, so we couldn't go out and move around. People couldn't go to the toilet, nothing. All cordoned off. Didn't like that. And then they kept us back after midnight in Paris. And you've got like kids who are there as well. Really, really poor. And there was some angry exchanges, what I will say, with some Newcastle fans and the police as were coming out, because it wasn't a joke. It was absolute piss take. I'm sorry, like, but it was. We will talk about the game also, but in a minute. But no trouble. I've had no experiences. I've been down the Eiffel Tower. Had a nice time with Chris as well. Went for a meal with him in a restaurant. Really nice. And we got the stadium really early. We just didn't want any trouble. We just got there early, avoided anything in case anything was happening. I haven't heard anything, so that's been positive. But I haven't seen any. I haven't been on Twitter or anything. So fingers crossed, everything looks okay. But let's talk about the game, because let's face it, we're gonna have to talk about that penalty right at the very end, because we were robbed. It's as simple as that. But we will come to that. Let's talk about the lineups. Obviously, I mean, we're bare thin, aren't we? Matt Ritchie couldn't play because he's not eligible. Obviously, that brought Lewis Hall back at the bench. But looking at the bench, I mean, can't name a full side at the minute, so very limited. Nobody came on. But that start 11 as they were from the weekend, a fantastic win against Chelsea. But let's talk about the game then. So first half, Paris come out a little bit on the flyer. When you look at PSG and their lineup and stuff like that, you've always got to look at their flanks, because you've got Dembele, who's got speed, and you've also got Mbappé from the left hand side. Dembele is a wonderful player, plays for France. Tons of assists when he was at Barcelona. He had a really poor game tonight, and that goes to a testament of how well Tino Livramento played tonight for me. So on the other hand, we kept Mbappé quiet, despite him scoring the penalty. He was really quiet as well. So I've got no qualms about all of our starting 11 tonight. No qualms. All of them were going to be heroes. In fact, they still are heroes in my eyes, because we were robbed at the end. But looking at that lineup, going at the game, they had a couple of chances. Nick Pope was forcing 1 or 2 saves. But our chance came. Oh, by God, it did. And I have to say, Donnarumma's awful. And it was seen at the St. James's Park. Not an awful goalkeeper, just the save. The ball comes over to the right-hand side. Miggy cuts in and has a little pop. And it's a weak effort, let's be honest. Donnarumma's got to be doing better. But you know what? I don't care. Isak taps it in. Thank you very much. Newcastle fans are gone absolutely nuts. Obviously, you've seen the scenes I've put on Twitter. You've seen the scenes I've put in the vlog. That was a great moment to celebrate an away goal, because we've beaten Milan, we've beaten Dortmund, we haven't seen a goal, and this is the first time in my lifetime that I've witnessed in person, not the telly, seeing a Champions League goal away from home. Because when Bobby Robson was there, I didn't have the opportunity. It was great. Well, I think we did look, they were a threat. Don't get me wrong. They were. Paul Pettit come out with another save as well in that first half, but we went at half time full of confidence. Obviously, we were a bit of a threat on ourselves as well. We'll come to the performances shortly, but the second half, we knew what was coming. We knew it was going to be a bit of an onslaught. We're going to hang on. We're going to be tiring out because we can't really make too many changes. And, the grafting, the fucking grafting. And, sometimes they say that what's the expression? You don't demand a team that wins, you don't demand a team that tries. And by God, the lads put all the effort in the night. All the effort, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. We know it was, coming one after another. And I was wondering, is Eddie Howe going to make a change? Is he going to bring on Hall and put him in midfield, maybe just freshen up a little bit? Because we look so leggy, we look knackered. We look absolutely knackered. And Pope had a great game. Nick Pope. He's probably going to shade a lot of people's man of the matches and Livramento, because we will come to that penalty in a minute, but Nick Pope was testing. He had a couple of great saves, and Luis Enrique was ringing all the changes. He made all of them, trying to just freshen up everything his side. And yeah, we're just waiting for the clock to count down. We knew it was another attack coming, another one from the wings. But yeah, we've got to talk about the penalty. We've just got to get straight to it, haven't we? We've got to get into it. It's not a fucking joke. From the other end of the ground, and first of all, just with that ground as well, I don't like the feel of not being near the pitch. It kind of gives me athletic vibes stadium, even though there isn't an athletics track as well. But let's get to it. So I seen from the other end, it hit his hand, like there. It was round about there. I seen that in the stadium. Didn't need the replay, and I said it hit his hand, right? But the question then is, and I said a couple of lads around me as well. I said, is it ball to hand or is it hand to ball? So when he goes over and listens to the ear and he goes over to the VAR check, we're seeing that. As soon as he goes over, I'm thinking 9 times out of 10, they'll come back over and give that as a penalty. You just nail it. And this is the referee who had a fantastic game up until this point. He's a World Cup final referee, by the way. So he comes over and points. And Mbappé steps up and scores. Okay. However, Dortmund have beaten Milan 3-1. We are going to talk about that in a second, but that penalty is not a disgrace. It's an utter fucking disgrace. Even in UEFA's own rules, that is not a penalty. Now, if you just want to debate this, put it in the comments down below. The PSG owner is also on the board of UEFA, I believe. Is there any conspiracy into that? Don't know. Why is the referee giving it? Is there somebody in his ear telling him it? Saying, you need to give that. It's handball. You need to look at it. And this is an established referee, as I say, who's managed the World Cup final. He was spot on all the way through the game. He was having a fantastic game. And the ball hits Livramento's chest. And then it hits his arm somewhere around about there. Just above his elbow. Or maybe just there, whatever. So that in theory, if it doesn't hit his chest, it's debatable. It's a penalty. Yeah, I would say fair enough. No bother. But because it hits his chest and rolls up, and I also want to point out as well, the VAR check that he's looked at, he's got the reverse camera. So he's seeing Livramento from behind, where it hits him here, and then there. He doesn't see this camera angle that me and you are facing each other here now. He doesn't see that. Why was he not shown that angle? Because we've seen it on TNT, put it on the socials and everything. And people say, oh, it happens all the time, VAR goes round, but some of them are just plain, utter, fucking crap decisions. And like, really poor ones. And I'm not just talking, oh, is it a toenail offside? I'm talking like stupid, blatant rules that aren't being followed by the officials. The rule is, if it hits up another part of your body and then your hand, you can't control it. Tino Livramento doesn't have his hand way over here. He has it still quite low down. It's not a penalty in UEFA's rules, but how I would like the rule, not just because after this game, I've said this loads of times. I agree with Alan Shearer. I agree with what Shearer said. If it hits your hand, regardless if it's accidental or if you meant it, just give a penalty. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Whether it's accidental or meant, just give it. That's what the rules should be changed to, I feel. But the rules state at the moment, if it hits another part of your body, then your hand, and as long as your hand's not like dangling way over here, you're going to be fine. It's not a penalty. We've been absolute fucking robbed tonight. We're being robbed. We couldn't believe it, man. We're seeing the replays back, because then the full-time whistle gone, and the lads are just devastated. They're on the floor, knackered, and coming over and clapping to her. And then we could see the replays, because you're actually credit to Parc the Princes. You get good signal with your phone. So people had their phones out looking at it. I was. You've seen it on the replays as well. Shell-shocked. Shell-shocked. And then the carry-on of not getting out the stadium, man. Piss take. Joke that. Poor. But, the dignity that Eddie Howe showed when he was asked that. And I met Laura Woods earlier on the day as well. Laura Woods was asking him. And he held his dignity. He kept his tongue back. Whereas you got Mikel Arteta doing all this fucking nonsense and flinging his arm. You're a disgrace and all this bollocks. It shows you the class between the two managers. Now, yes, I'm annoyed that the decision went our way, and yes, I agree. Maybe one of the three, with the Arsenal one, probably the ball's out of play, probably. Or maybe it's not, but it depends which angle. Again, I'm talking about angles because the referee had a different angle tonight. He doesn't give it. Maybe why he hasn't been shown it. But the standard of refereeing VAR in particular is awful. It is fucking awful. And I know we've had our luck. We've had our luck against Wolves right in front of us, Fabian Schär. We've had it with Arsenal. Now this has come back. I know people say it comes round, but it's awful, man. And where does this leave Newcastle United currently in a minute? So we'll bring up the league table before we hear from Eddie Howe. But yeah, you can see now it's all to play for still. Obviously, that would have helped Newcastle having those 2 extra points and Paris not. But the way it currently, I heard a couple of people saying on the way out, they've got it wrong. If we score draw with Milan, they will overtake us regardless, because they'll have the better head-to-head. We drew 0-0 away from home, but if they draw 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, they'll go above us and take the Europa League if it's a draw. If we win, we are then relying on Dortmund to stop PSG from winning, and then we'll qualify into the knockout stages because we've got a better head-to-head. So if Paris draw or lose and we win, we'll go to the next round. If we have a score draw, Paris and Dortmund go through, Milan will leapfrog us because they'll have a better head-to-head. That's the stipulation currently. It's all to play for. Second place, in third place and fourth place currently for Newcastle United at the minute. Eddie Howe was really, really annoyed, but he kept his tongue held in. Listen to this.
Well, I'm still coming to terms with it, to be honest. Yeah, I feel really flat, but at the same time, very, very pleased with what the players have given today. I mean, you can see the squad is very, very thin, and what the players gave today in the game, their commitment, their execution. Yeah, we rode our luck at times, but I think we deserved that, and we sort of ran out of luck at the end because I didn't think it was a penalty. Well, also, what you're not taking into account here, watching the replays, is how quick that ball. It was like so quick, live, and it's hit his chest first, and I think that's the key thing. I think if it hits his hands first, I still don't think it'll be a penalty because of the close proximity, but yeah, I think you can make more of a case. I don't think there is a case when it hits another body part first and his hands are low.
Frustrating, but you know what, I'm proud of the lads. Can't question them. Really can't. I can't nitty pick. And Lewis Smiley, man. Fuck me. What a talent, man. What a talent. I was saying a few weeks ago that Newcastle need to replace Sandro Tonali. Do it. Got a lad there who's, yes, I know got injuries galore, and he's benefiting from it, but he's got his chance. He's taking it. Tino Livramento, he's taking his chance at left back. Does Dan Burn really need to come straight back in that side when Dan Burn is back? Because look how well these two young lads are performing. Give them the chance. You know, we've had a debate about Jamal Lascelles recently on the channel. He's performing. Should he really come out the side? What does that tell you about the rest of the squad? What does that tell you about I'm playing well, but you're not going to play me? There's a few debates there. But it's still to play for, despite the actual negativity around that penalty, because it just simply was not a penalty. Not a penalty. I'm frustrated because it took us ages to get out of the stadium, ages to get up that motorway, all the way to the airport, and then my turn-off was blocked. Roadworks. It's like being back in England. But anyways, yeah. Sitting in the airport as I'm editing this, but I'm obviously in the hotel now. But yeah, get back to Manchester, get these videos out for you, everybody, and hopefully you like the vlog and the last word. Yeah, drop us a like, I'm frustrated. Please let me know how you're feeling in the comments. Says everyone.